Hi guys, welcome back. Here is our workout of the day. It is 50 rounds or reps, however you want to look at it, for time. So in order, it's going to be one burpee, then one push-up, then one jumping jack, then one sit-up, and then one handstand. So, it's a lot of confusing movements. They all are very similar. So, that's kind of like the whole point. This workout's name is Margarita. You're going to be a little confused because it's one rep. You're counting a lot very quickly. It's going to get a little confusing. So, definitely make sure you have like a whiteboard or something nearby to help you keep track for this workout. Scales for this, things like doing half burpees or elevated burpees to a bench is totally fine. You can go with a knee push-up or elevated push-up for the push-up. Jumping jack, if jumping hurts or is a no-go, we'll just do one of our sideways jumping jacks. For the sit-up, you can go with a crunch or any other version of sit-up that you want to do. And then the handstand is going to be scaled back to kind of like a kick-up attempt, similar to an inverted burpee where we do the roll back and then roll up, kind of like a candlestick version. So even a kick up as high as this totally counts. Just keep those arms nice, straight, locked out, ready to take your weight as you flip upside down. Okay, for our warm-up, we're going to do 2 rounds of a 200-meter run. So that's just down and back, 100 meters. You can choose to row as well, or find something else to do for about 1 minute of like a monostructural movement. After that, we're going to do 10 bent over rows. So I'm going to demo with this kettlebell, but keep in mind you can use a barbell or a backpack or anything else at home. So that bent over row, we're leaning over like a good morning or a deadlift. We're going to grab it and then pull it up towards our sternum and our belly. Okay? Making sure our elbows pop backwards, behind us, or towards the ceiling. After the 10 bent over rows, we're going to shimmy our feet out and go into 10 sumo deadlifts. Making sure to stand up all the way at the top and that my knees are not bumping inside of my feet. Got to keep those pointing out, pushing out to keep your glutes on. Then, after those, we have 10 meters. We're going to do a crab walk and then a bear crawl. So, that crab walk, ideally, our fingers are forward, and I'm in a nice tabletop position. And then I can walk forwards or backwards that way. What's going to probably happen is our hands are going to flip and turn around. That's okay, depending on your range of motion in your shoulders, and your hips might drop a little bit more for this movement. That's okay too. We're just striving for getting this nice, almost like a bridge position. The bear crawl, you can go with a low bear crawl or a high bear crawl. Either one is totally fine for that as well. And then finally, we're going to go into 10 planks with leg raises. It'll be alternating sides, so 5 reps each side. So you could be with a low plank or a high plank. Low plank would be like this, lifting up one foot, alternating, or a high plank here. Again, making sure my hands are right underneath my shoulders. Just lifting that back leg, trying not to overreach and arch my back. Just using the glute to lift my foot up just a little bit off of the ground. After that, we'll do a little bit of stretching. 1 minute of each of these stretches. We'll start with a calf stretch. So we'll put our foot up on the wall, toe up, heel down, and try and press our hip forward towards that wall. 1 minute on each side. Then we'll go 1 minute into a standing pike. So we'll put our feet together, keep our knees locked, hinge our hips backwards, and try and drape forward to stretch our hamstrings. And then finally, we'll go into a 30-second side lunge. So back to that sumo stance. It's not a full like deep squat position. We're just kind of leaning over and then reaching for this foot. We'll go 30 seconds one way, 30 seconds the other way. Then we'll get into the workout. This is where you would want to do a couple warm-up reps of each exercise in order so that you're kind of like mentally ready for this combination of the movements. The burpee, the push-up, jumping jack, sit-up, and finally that handstand. Okay, for our skill strength, after all of that stuff, once you cool down, get a drink of water, our skill strength is going to be 100 hollow rocks. It's not for time, don't worry. We can start with simple hollows, where we're going to hold more like a ball or a tuck position. So here I am, pulling my knees in, keep my knees together, and then I'm kind of reaching towards my heels, but I'm not holding on. I'm still letting go, and then from there I'm going to rock, like so. Forwards and back is going to be one hollow rock. To progress this, if you can, we would either reach overhead, or you can keep your hands down and stagger your feet, like this. You can alternate as well. Another thing, the next progression would be to both stagger your feet and reach overhead. I like to think about keeping my foot in that stagger position next to this knee, nice and tight. At any point, if that hollow rock starts to turn into this clumpy roll, where you go like thumping back and forth from your shoulders to your hips, then we should regress it so that we're more able to actually roll or rock from our hips to our shoulders. But if we can, 100 hollow rocks with that full hollow position is very, very tough. You might have to break this into sets of 3, 5. If you can, try and go for 10s, but I don't recommend trying to do all 100 in one get-go. Okay, guys? All right. If you have any questions, please let us know. Thanks.